Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, no! And I just love this film. Hello guys, this is Nona Prince and today we'll be talking about one of the best films I've seen in my entire life. And it's none other than the Telugu film Broche Varu Vera. Brochi Vareve Varura. Broche Varu Varura. Brochi Vare Varura. Broche Vare Varura. The Telugu film Broche Vare Varura. It just took me one take. Written and directed by the amazing Vivek Athreya. It is so funny, so quirky, so unpredictable, so nuanced, and I just love this film. You can see it's very Quarantino style. No, Taran- Tarantino style. It's very much like his style of filmmaking, and I'm 100% sure whenever he watches this film, he'll be very proud. I didn't know anything about the film before watching it. I didn't see the trailer, I didn't read about it. And the first 30 minutes, you are just getting into the film. I don't think I was thinking, oh, this is an amazing film. The first 30 minutes was slow. You were learning about the characters, the guy narrating his script to the actress, and you're watching that story unfold. And then we go on a journey of twists and turns and twists and turns. And at the end, this it's just one of the best films ever. Filmmaking is top notch in this film. Beautiful framing of the shots, the colors used, the camera angles used, which I'll talk about later. But all the magic is done by the editing. Superb editing. You can take this film, re edit it, and you can put everything in chronology and it will still make sense. The editing is so important in this film. Shifting the stories here and there, showing us different perspectives. Everything can be made into a single linear film. And that's how editing worked so well in this film. It's so important in this film. All the twists and turns work because of that. And superb writing and direction, no doubt at all. You can tell that the editing was done at the script level itself. Because to get that major twist in the film at the interval level, you have to plan it. And that has to be done at the script level. I loved how unconventional the film was. It was breaking all the norms. There was never a hint of love story between Rahul and Mitra. And I just loved that. I was just like this the whole film. Please don't make it into a love story. Don't go into a love story. Let's just be friends. Let's just be friends. And they did it. And each and every time, there are points in the film where, like, yeah, now they do that cliche thing. Now I know what will happen. But no, totally unpredictable. It just plays with you. That is like, poking you. See, now you think that will happen. No, no. See, like he's playing with us, and I just love that. The writing is so good when you can see how the characters were explored in the film. Just take the opening credit scenes. Every film must have opening credit scenes, like it's a norm. But to use that credit scene to explore your character so that you don't have to spend a lot of time on him building him up. With the whole opening credit scene, you get to know the character of Vishal, what he's doing, how he's struggling. Everything is summed up in that. That's how good the writing is. We don't need 15-20 minutes him talking and dialogues and everything explaining who he is, what he's doing. Just that montage in the opening credits does the job. And that's amazing and clever writing. Even when the three friends are introduced, Rahul, Rocky and Rambo, the way we are introduced to them, Rahul has lost his phone and they are searching for it. And throughout that search, that 5 minute sequence, you get to know each of the characters. You don't have to spend any more time developing or showing who the characters are, how they behave. Just small sequences and you know the character. All three of them are freeloaders, they don't care about things. Rahul especially doesn't care about his phone, his belongings. They are carefree. Rahul doesn't take responsibility of losing things. He always blame other people. He go and beat someone else for his own mistakes. Everything is set up so perfectly for the coming things. Even Rahul losing his phone is planted at the beginning and again at the end he loses his phone. And that's so genius. You're foreshadowing the climax already in the beginning of the film. You believe it at the end that he can lose his phone because he's careless, he's carefree. He has done it before. It doesn't feel like forced plot point just to make things interesting. It was set up in the beginning. Even the love story between Vishal and Shalini. One may feel it was forced, like it was not done perfectly, like how did she fall in love. But there's a simple montage in the film, very small, 2 minutes, which just shows how she fell in love with him. First we see she's looking at him with those eyes, and then she's returning back to her room and thinking about him. And then editing comes in. We see sequences when every day she was meeting and how that affection was built up. Superb. All the characters in the film were amazing, but if you ask me to pick one character, it will be the police officer. I just love that guy, man. I just love him. His scenes were so funny. You feel like, oh, here's a cop who will unravel everything and catch these guys. But no, again, the director is toying with us. He understands everything, but he doesn't get to the right conclusion. And it was just amazing. I say it again and again. Show, don't tell. Show us. We are watching a movie. It's an audio visual medium. Use the audio and the visual to tell the story, not just one thing. And this movie is a perfect example for that. Let's look at some scenes. When the police officer first sees all three friends, he's thinking. He stops his bike and thinking, and the music is going with that. And there's a temple bell behind him. And as soon as he comes to a conclusion, someone rings the bell. It's such a beautiful way to depict that he's come to a conclusion. Using sound design, using visuals, no dialogues. He's not saying, oh, that happened, this happened, this happened. No. It's so beautifully done. You can do this with dialogues also. That's such a simple way to do it. But see how they did it. Superb. The father-daughter relationship. In the beginning, we see both of them in the car coming home, and we see a poster of a dance institute. The camera is outside the car, and when the father sees that the daughter is looking at that poster, he closes the window and the camera stays outside. He's stopping her. Now the reverse happens at the end, but this time the camera is inside, and when the poster comes by, the father looks at it and he lowers the window. See the beauty of these shots. What's the purpose of keeping the camera outside at the beginning and inside at the end? To show how the father has changed. Before we didn't know him, he didn't connect with her daughter much, but now he knows her daughter and he wants to help her. He wants to be a friend of her, and the camera is inside. The connection is building up. And just look at the visual of the window going up and down. You could show the father saying those dialogue like, yeah, I'll accept you, I'm friend of you, now you can go dance. That would have been very simple, just stating it out. But just a visual of the window going up and down can say so much. Just incredible. That's amazing writing, visual understanding of things, and to tell a story visually. I love it, man. I just love it. Even the scene with the police officer with the father in the car, and he explains him what he did wrong. Instead of a dialogue or him thinking that what wrong I did and everything, there's a thunder outside and it starts raining. It's like he realized something. We are inside his mind, what he's going through. Incredible filmmaking, guys. They didn't take the easy route of just him thinking, or there's a voiceover of him or him saying that, oh, I did so wrong. No. Visually, we are shown the state of his mind. That's filmmaking. That's visual storytelling. Using camera angles to show shift in tone and character. Look at this sequence. This is the time we get to know that because of these guys, Vishal's father in ICU. Now see how the camera tilts. It's like the world has flipped upside down. Now these guys are the villains. We were following them as the heroes, but these guys have turned bad. The film has turned upside down. Everything from here will be chaos. If you remember, even Black Panther has this kind of a shot. When Killmonger becomes the king, when he enters the throne room, the camera is turning upside down as if the world has turned upside down for Wakanda. I wonder where's this Vishal and Shalini story going? I sense something. Wait, if they're just traveling somewhere, why would they show a scene outside of the car, where the car is, where the location is? Something is fishy. Look at the road and drive. Please. What? Wait, what? Are you kidding me? What? No, no, no. Oh my god, no. Not again. It's not happening again. What? It is not a story of the script. Oh my god. How would I let my guard down? After Care of Kanchapalam, I was so sure like I would never fall for this trick again, and oh my god. It's the same world. Everything is connected. You're kidding me, right? Who is this guy, I wonder? You are kidding me. You are kidding. Oh my god, everything is connected. I can't believe it. The whole chase sequence at the end, how everything just went. It was so chaotic yet so choreographed, and it felt amazing. And that's why I said it's very Tarantino-ish. The way everything connects to itself. Just wonderful film, man. I just love this film. Whenever someone says Telugu, the first movie that comes to my mind was Bahubali. But after watching this film, it's this. Brochevaru. Bro. Brochevare Varura. According to Wikipedia, it means who shall save the day. Everything that's happening in the film, all the drama, all the action, everything. If you just even remove that, no, there's still story, character arcs in the film. Even the philosophy, if you see, it's about friends and family. Who is more important? What is the balance between it? We see the character arc of Mitra. At the end, she becomes empowered. She saves herself from the goons. No one else saves her. And she learns to stand up for herself. And she has to go back to her family or to her father. And how friends help her throughout the film, but at the end, the friends also realize that her father, her family is important in her life. The world is very cruel outside, and they are the people who save us, who protect us, from whom we learn and grow up. It was her journey to empowerment. And even the credit scene, when the friends are talking about they have no purpose in life, they have nothing to do, just eat, sleep, there's nothing else to do. And then Rambo saying that that's also a purpose, to help someone else in life to become something. It's not just us, you have to become something, you have to do something, it's for others also. That's of course one way of thinking and looking at what's the purpose of life and existence and everything, all those deep thoughts. But it does raise a point. Now, every time I always at the end say there were some issues for me in the film, something that bothered me. But I don't sit and find issues. These issues pop up while I'm watching the film. But in this film, it didn't happen. But for fun, if you want me to pick out some problem here and there, let's do it. Just for fun. And that would be, I could only find two things. One, it's funny. Every time you see the father driving the car, you can see it's done on green screen. You can tell. One more thing that gives it away is the way father is driving the car. Dude, you don't do this. Even if it's not a power steering, you don't drive a car like this when you're going straight. You hold, if you're a driver, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're not, I'm sure you have played some game, something like that. You don't drive like this. Just observe anyone driving. They don't do like this. When it's a turn, you turn. Okay, you turn. When you're going straight, you just keep the steering straight. You don't go like this. The car doesn't go like this. Just a small nitpick, just for fun, guys. Just for fun. It really doesn't change anything about the film. And one more thing is, it's more about the ending of the film. I felt that at the end, everything was just too easy and everything just got sorted easily. Like there were no consequences of every action that took place in the film. It happens in Tarantino's films that, oh, I said it right. In his films that everything just goes haywire. There's no happy ending. There are consequences what's happening in the film. But here, everything turns to normal and everything is fine. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay if that's the case. That's the way the writing was done and the characters are like that. That goes with the tone of the film. If the tone was little serious and different, I would have expected consequences and no happy ending. But here it works. And all the credit goes to the writing and direction. I made a point that this video should be very, very long. So here, let's look at some of the most funny and amazing scenes I love from this film. First, the kidnapping scene, the planning, getting the principal or the father, getting the money from him, making him do weird shit there. Like, it was just so funny. This scene when the police officer convinces that guy that he didn't see those three guys. Like, that's why I love the police officer, man. I just love this guy. Just look at the cinematography, man. The composition is amazing of this shot. This shot, yaar. I just love this. Like, this should be a wallpaper. This scene. Principal talking to Rahul's father. Such a hilarious scene. There's so many amazing shots in this film. So guys, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this, thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. It will really help the channel to grow. Do comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed yet, go check out other videos. And if you like them too, do consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Something is fishy. Stay home, stay safe.